Welcome to the December 10th, 2024 City Council meeting. Roll call, please.
Mayor Webb.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Lakiro.
Here.
Councilmember Londo.
He is excused.
Councilmember Sullivan.
Here.
Councilmember Washington.
Here.
I need an approval of the revised agenda.
Move approval of the agenda as revised.
Support.
Any other changes? Hearing none. We have an agenda. I think that we may have a special visitor here from the North Pole.
Why, yes, Mr. Mayor. I think I hear something.
Good air.
Hey. Hey, Santa.
You made it back again.
Mr. Mayor? Mr. Mayor, members of council, I present to you, straight from the North Pole, Santa Claus.
Hello, everybody. How are
Hello,
you?
welcome.
Hello, everybody. That is your sharp tie, young man. Looking pretty good. I just wanted to stop in today and let you guys know that I will be here a few times over the next weekend. I was invited by the mayor and the city council and other members of the community to start off on Saturday with the lunch at the rec center starting at 12:30. And then there is reading with Santa on Saturday at the library that starts at 1 o'clock. And then we will be back on Sunday for the annual parade, which starts at 11 o'clock at the rec center again. So hopefully we will see you all there. And if I don't see you there, I'll definitely see you all in a few weeks because we're only a couple weeks away from Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, and we'll see you all soon.
Merry
Merry Christmas, Santa.
Thanks for
Thank you.
inviting me back again this year.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule. We know how busy it is for you this time of the year.
Anytime.
So all
Thank you,
those
Santa.
boys and girls need to be careful. Santa's going to be around the next few weeks.
Use the start. It's way up. She looked like I have been scolded by Santa.
Have a good night. That takes us down to our first public hearing. PY 2025 Annual Community Development Block Grant Fund, CDBG funding.
We'll open the public hearing. Does anyone wish to speak about the annual Community Development Block Grant funding allocation?
We do this annually.
Seeing no one?
No one?
Mr. Mayor, the administration respectfully requests approval of the Community Development Block Grant allocation as presented.
I'd like to move approval of the PY 2025 Annual Community Development Block Grant, CDBG.
Support.
Any amount of?
Oh,
$82,000.
In the amount of $82,193.
Thank you.
I had to look
For the record.
Also, I want to thank again our administration for continuing our donation to Haven. It's really important for our community. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have a motion. We have a second. Any dissension? Any changes? Yeah, motion carries. For the resolution of
Mr. Mayor, you're also required to hold a public hearing for the extension of the PA 33.
I'm getting there. Resolution 12-031-024, resolution for public safety military renewal pursuant to the Police and Fire Protection Act 33 in 1951. We'll now open the public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this? It's White House. All right. Seeing no one, Mr. Klobuchar.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the administration respectfully requests approval of the resolution as presented.
Council?
I'll move the approval of the resolution for the Fire Protection Act 33 of 1951.
Support.
Support. A dissension, discussion? Hearing none. Motion passes for the public safety renewal. Introduction, special presentation. Introduction to newly appointed fire chief captain, fire department captain and lieutenant.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to invite Fire Chief Tom Walker to the podium, please, for purposes of introductions. Once again, for the record, I believe we have an outstanding fire department, an outstanding police department, and we're honored today to be able to recognize some of those fantastic employees. Chief Walker.
I just wanted you guys to introduce, I've worked with Mike. He's been with the department for over 10 years. He was promoted to a captain last month. He wasn't able to make it last month. Mike has always went above and beyond, man. He's been a guy that I've relied on, trustworthy guy, but I wanted his family to be here to see him get his badge. But again, Captain Corey.
Congratulations, Captain Corey.
Another thing is we do yearly Firefighter of the Year awards. It's voted on by all of our members and myself. And actually this year that Captain Corey is the 2024 Firefighter of the Year award.
Captain Corey, I think you're going to have to say a few words after getting 2 awards like
Get off of me.
Just want to say thank you for having me up here, and as well as my family. It means a lot. Best place to work, and I'm proud to work here, and I love it. It doesn't feel like a job. Feels good.
Thank you for your service. We appreciate it.
And the next one is, he was one of our FEOs. He just got promoted to a lieutenant. Brett has went above and beyond. This guy trains more than anybody outside of work. He's so dedicated on being the best that he can. He jokes around and says he's my head security guard, but Brett Thompson is your new lieutenant. And that's the new officer promoter. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief.
Chief.
Congratulations.
And it would take us to the Police Department 2024.
Mr. Mayor, I would invite Chief William Hamill to come to the podium, please.
Officer of the Year.
Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you for allowing us to come up here today. It's a special day for us, but we'll start off right now. I have with me Officer Nicholas Ryder. Officer Nicholas Ryder graduated from the Detroit Police Academy in June of 2011. Upon his application, Nick was hired by the Hazel Park Police Department on May 8th of 2018. Since Officer Ryder's employment with the Hazel Park Police Department, he has continued to present an example of professional excellence. Officer Ryder keeps himself informed of problems and criminal activity within and outside the city. His proactive work ethic has led to numerous found on patrol criminal activities and case closures for this department and others. While as a patrol officer, he served in directed patrol, commercial vehicle enforcement, field training, and accident investigation. Officer Ryder has received 2 unit commendations and a department citation for his work within the department. In reviewing some prior evaluations, I'm going to quote from his command officers. Officer Ryder offers assistance beyond his assigned duties as the department and its personnel required. Officer Ryder stays active, meets his assigned goals, maintains awareness of crimes occurring in neighboring jurisdictions, which oftentimes leads to arrests and convictions. Officer Ryder shows on-scene leadership, helping guide less experienced officers. In addition to his work performance, Officer Ryder resurrected the Police Benevolent Fund and expanded his charitable work to not only assist police families who are in need, but also community members in need. From giving to police families that have suffered in the line of duty death or serious medical conditions, he's provided or assisted and helped provide ice cream to students and staff at the end of the school year and Christmas presents to Hazel Park families. Upon a recommendation by his peers and a review of his work for actually over the past 6 years, Officer Ryder is being presented a departmental citation for being the 2024 Hazel Park Police Department Officer of the Year.
I appreciate everybody coming out, and I appreciate the support from City Council, from Ed and our department heads. As the chief said, I do run the benevolent fund here in the city of Hazel Park. For the citizens and also for City Council, if there's any kind of activities or needs that you'd like the police department to reach out for or for us to help with, don't hesitate to email or call us at the police department. We'd love to help and have you guys join with us as well for our activities.
Great. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nick. Mr. Mayor, for the record, I've had a chance to work with Nick several times on different issues. He's an outstanding officer, and this recognition is well-deserved. Congratulations, Nick.
Okay, we'll move us on to the civic announcements. Anybody have any civic announcements from the audience? Seeing no one. Civic announcements from City Council?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, just want to remind everybody about Lunch with Santa at the Rec Center at 12:30. Follow up on what Santa says. There is a charge of $10 per child, and that includes lunch.
What day was that?
That is Saturday at 12:30.
Do residents need to RSVP for that?
Yes.
How would they RSVP?
Contact the Hazel Park Recreation Center at 248-547-5535.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Just for the record, do we have a giving tree down here at City Hall?
Yes.
We need to have, we've got quite a few of them already gone, but there's still a few left. And if there is not any gifts left on the tree to give, we would appreciate if a donation of a gift card of $10 or $20 for McDonald's, Tim Hortons, Taco Bell, wherever, or even Kroger, to help with families that may be in need or children that may need extra little bit of food at home. It would be much appreciated, and just contact City Clerk's office or your office.
You can contact my office. You can contact the City Clerk's office.
Let's get a hold of anybody at City Hall here. And put it on, would you put that on?
We put that on.
Here as well. And also, I'd like to say thank you to our staff for putting on a wonderful event at City Hall here for our tree lighting. It takes a village of people in our community and as well as our employees to help put on a show like that for our residents here. And we do appreciate everything that you do to help us. It makes our city look with the pride that we need to move forward with and continue to grow our city as we have. Thank you again to our staff. It takes us any more other civic announcements? Hearing no one, let's go to public discussion. Sahara Grum for the ceasefire resolution.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. My name is Suhair Ghanam. I live in Huntington Woods, and I'm here to vouch again for ceasefire resolution. I want to speak about just in November 28th, we had the Oxford Union debate where Susan Abul Hawa, a Palestinian novelist, poet, and scientist, was a contributor there, were resulted in 278 votes versus 59 votes against the notion that the Oxford House believes that Israel is an apartheid state responsible for genocide. I will read here an excerpt of her speech addressing the challenge of what to do about the indigenous inhabitants of the land. Chaim Weizmann, a Russian Jew, said to the World Zionist Congress in 1921 that Palestinians were akin to the rocks of Judea, obstacles that had to be cleared on the difficult path. David Gruen, a Polish Jew who changed his name to David Ben-Gurion to sound relevant to the region, said, "We must expel Arabs and take their places." There are thousands of such conversations among the early Zionists who plotted and implemented the violent colonization of Palestine and the annihilation of her native people. But they were only partially successfully murdering or ethnically cleansing 80% of the Palestinians, which meant that 20% of us remained an enduring obstacle to their colonial fantasies, which became the subject of their obsessions in the decades that followed, especially after conquering what remained of Palestine in 1967. Zionists lamented our presence, and they debated publicly in all circles regarding what to do with us, what to do about the Palestinian birth rate, about our babies, which they dub a demographic threat. Benny Morris once expressed regret that Ben-Gurion did not finish the job of getting rid of us all, which would have obviated what they refer to as the Arab problem. Benjamin Netanyahu, a Polish Jew who has changed his name to Benjamin, his real name, Milikowski, once bemoaned a missed opportunity during the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre to expel large swaths of Palestinians' population while world attention was focused on China. My question to you, are you curious to find for yourself if our government is supporting a genocide? Once you confirm that question, would you continue to find reasons to be silent? Thank you.
Thank you. Mike Flores.
Buenas noches. Good evening, council members. My name is Mike Flores on Manatee Avenue. I stand before you once again urging this council to adopt a ceasefire resolution, a resolution that reflects the values of Hazel Park and its residents. Today, December 10th, marks International Human Rights Day. It's a day that symbolizes our shared commitment to dignity, peace, and the fundamental rights of all people. And yet, here I am, still asking this council to take a stand for those very principles. As we approach Christmas Day, the Christmas holiday, I had hoped for a miracle from this council. Maybe Santa can help. Perhaps a ceasefire resolution that protects children across the world, children who deserve safety, warmth, and a chance for life. Perhaps a resolution safeguarding medical staff and facilities, ensuring that hospitals remain sanctuaries of healing, not targets of destruction. Maybe a resolution calling for a ceasefire, maybe a resolution calling for the release of all hostages on all sides, affirming that every life matters, or a resolution that ensures the free flow of humanitarian aid, delivering relief to those suffering unimaginable hardship. But instead, on this International Human Rights Day, we find ourselves with no such miracle. Not this month, not today. The irony of this moment is striking. As the world pauses to reflect on the importance of protecting human rights, this council remains silent on a call to action to align the values of Hazel Park that we hold dear. But we will continue to return again and again, because this is more than just resolutions now. It's about being on the right side of history. When the future looks back on this period, let it be known that Hazel Park residents stood for peace. Let it be recorded that we spoke out against injustice and demanded that our leaders use their voices, even symbolically, to advocate for humanity. Resolutions may seem symbolic, but symbols inspire. They remind us of our shared responsibility to each other, both locally and globally. Today, on International Human Rights Day, I urge you to honor the values that underpin this day. Be the leaders who rise to this moment. Show that Hazel Park stands for compassion, for justice, and for a better future. This holiday season, let us bring hope, not just to our neighbors here, but to all those yearning for peace around the world. The wish of me and my husband for all of you and your families is Feliz Navidad, Prospero Año Nuevo. Gracias, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Ian?
Hello, my name is Ian, and I run a YouTube news channel.
Address, please.
What was that?
Name and address for the record. Complete name.
Why would you need my address?
Name and address.
Name and address for the record. We record everything.
I'm a Hazel Park resident.
We just need your address and a name.
I don't see
name.
Yeah, it is the rules. Everybody does it.
Okay, and it's 1812 East Pearl.
Okay.
I run a YouTube channel, news channel, and we exercise our First Amendment rights, and we expose police and public employees that try to violate people's rights. And I'm wondering, I saw the body cam footage of Julian Phillips and how he got attacked by your police department for no reason. Like, you didn't even tell him he was detained. You didn't give him any acknowledgement that he was even, it was supposed to be a welfare check. And they ended up slamming the kid down, putting a taser to his neck, cussing at him, and locking him up and throwing, and they prosecuted him for it, and he didn't do nothing wrong. He was just coming home, and a call from hearsay to hearsay to hearsay, and then your police force comes up to the kid and just literally. Okay, so here's my question: is when our viewers saw this footage, they called up to the police department and said, "Hey, what's going on with this? What happened here?" And the police department said that we faked the video, that it was manipulated, it was AI. We didn't do nothing of the sort. All we did was mute personal information, so it didn't need to be, it wasn't necessary, okay? And why would you lie to the people that are calling and wondering what's going on with this? It's sad to see, because this is, and it's happened. We met a guy today that it happened to also. He was a welfare check. He called the cops because of an issue that was happening in his home where he didn't do nothing wrong, and you guys arrested him and took him to jail, and now you're prosecuting him. You convicted this 18-year-old kid who didn't do anything wrong. I met him. I did an interview with him. He's a really nice kid. He told his girlfriend to go take a walk, chill out. There's no reason to be upset about his little brother's loud chewing. That's what it was all about. He was chewing too loud, and it upset the girlfriend. So the girlfriend accidentally butt dialed the brother, called the grandma. Grandma calls you guys, and then next thing you know, the kid's in cuffs, sitting laying on the concrete on his own porch. It's like, and then you ended up convicted him. He had to go through 3 or 4 different lawyers, and you still convicted him. It's not right. He didn't do anything wrong. He literally didn't do nothing wrong. They didn't say you were detained. Why would you just grab a resident without saying, "Hey, we're going to detain you. We need to talk to you"? Just hands on and slam down. I don't feel safe with a police department that will do that to us. You need to investigate. You need to de-escalate. There's no reason for all that. So I'm just looking for some transparency and accountability. That's it.
Attorney? Any comments?
Do you want me to respond?
No comments? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other public discussion? Anyone else? See no one. Closed public discussion. Motion to approve the consent agenda 1 through 11 with the change.
Move approval of consent agenda items 1 through 11.
Support.
A changes, discussion?
I just wanted to pull 11 for a quick discussion.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank everybody that was involved in securing the Urban and Community Forest Grant Program. It is going to be a big step forward in the progress that we're making with our green spaces, with our tree trimming, with our tree replanting, and the health of the trees and the overall tree canopy in our community. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody that contributed to making this possible. So thank you for bringing that to our community.
Thank you.
That's
Agreed.
That's it.
That takes us to show cause hearing 1475 East Muir.
Do you have to motion? Approve the consent agenda?
We had a motion. We were already there.
Oh, sorry.
Show cause hearing for
1475
1475 East Muir.
Is anyone here on that besides Roger?
Is anybody here?
Anyone here
representing
from
the
that
property?
address? Representing that house at all?
Speed.
We will open up the show call hearing. Anyone?
Roger Pinch.
Roger Pinch is here from the city. Representing the city's part. No one else showed up on the other half.
Yeah, evening, Council. We have a non-conforming structure. It sits at the rear of the property. It's approximately 575 square feet, well below the required 1,100 or 12 with the basement. Setbacks, it sits at the rear property line, doesn't comply with zoning requirements as far as lot line setbacks, so forth. And as far as structurally what goes, we got extreme amount of structure failure occurring with this property. The roof framing system is collapsing. The floor system and the support system for the flooring and so forth is excessively sinking inward. The property basically far exceeds to repair this property or to get it up to compliance pursuant to zoning ordinance. If the repairs and so forth exceed 50% of the SCV, which is $31,000 in this case, that 50% of it puts you around $15,000, and the repairs to this property far exceeds $40,000 to $45,000 was the estimation on the repairs in order to restore this property. You'd have to move it from where it's located and add an additional 600-700 square feet to it.
Right.
So.
Okay. Thank you, Roger. Yep. Close the show cause hearing to the public and our administration. Goes to our city council. We need a motion. We're going to file the recommendation.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the recommendation is that the property be demolished within 30 days. It's recommended that the hearing officer's order be affirmed.
I'll move that we follow the hearing officer's recommendation and order the property demolished at 1475 East Muir within 30 days.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? Ascension? Motion passes. Pretty rough on this. Administrative reports, seeing none. Boards and commissions, we have one here for retirement of Tom Jones, is hereby requesting that Tim Young be appointed to the soccer board as an alternative to the remainder of his term. I have a motion to do so.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Tim Young to the soccer board.
No support.
Support.
Any more discussion, dissension? Motion passes. Appointments to the Hazel Park Beautification Committee.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the administration is recommending the appointment of Joseph Alderson Owens, Alyssa Gagne, and Rachel West to the Beautification Committee.
Motion to do so by the council.
I support the appointment of those candidates.
So move.
I was going to say I'll second if you need a second.
Got one.
Isn't it an appointment?
It's an appointment. I just want to say council endorsement. That's all I was asking for.
Just want to make sure.
Thank you. And then goes
And
to.
Mr. Mayor, I believe the Beautification Committee is now full at this point, but there is always room to serve on subcommittees and things like that for that organization.
And volunteers.
And
Always need
volunteers.
volunteers. Catherine,
And the meetings are public. All of these are public meetings, so you can attend even if you don't plan to volunteer, if you just want to see what's going on.
Exactly.
Also, we're requesting the appointment of Katharina Nelson to the Youth Assistance Committee, please.
I would support that.
Everybody likes her. She's nice. We'll put her on here as well. So move. Old business seeing none, new business none, communications from the department heads. Any department heads wishing to come up and speak? There you go. Mr. Young from the Water DPW here.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Seems like a nice night to honor our fire and police, and I have a few names I'd like to bring up here. I'd like to give a special thanks to Dusty Barber, who is sitting in the audience, for her hard work on taking on this DNR grant. This is going to be an excellent tool for us moving forward with our tree program in the future here. So we're going to get some really, really solid data on our trees and how they are doing throughout the city, and nice to have an outside opinion come through for those things. So thank you to Dusty for her help on that. Going down for the DPW, they have finished their passes for the fall cleanup of leaves. It's completed, and I understand this is the last week people can put their bags out to the curb. We'll do an evaluation should we need to bring out a dumpster if the weather improves, but it looks like we're going to be done with nice weather at this point. I also want to thank the gentlemen of the crew for responding to our early season of salting. They're getting the trucks out and getting them going, but I want to make a special thanks to a couple of the crew members, Jeff Kazalczyk and Brian Mix, for their responding to our after-hour emergency calls. They've really stepped up and made sure that the roads were safe during this early part of the season, especially with it being everybody's out shopping and getting ready for the holidays. Water sewer side, we repaired several main breaks in the last couple of weeks. Nothing uncommon. This is just normal weather changes, but I want to make a special recognition to a couple of the operators, Michael Booker and Mike Roskovich, who passed the S certification exam this year. So now they both hold a S4 distribution license with the state of Michigan. And then for our residents out there, just keep in mind it's going to get cold. And each year I want to make sure I mention to check out your property, winterize, keep your pipes from freezing, check your garden hoses, make sure they are disconnected and your spigots are off, both outside and inside the house. Insulate any plumbing that's resting along the outside walls of the house, and check your crawl spaces for drafts that are able to blow under there. Those seem to be the biggest culprits for us responding in the middle of the night to broken pipes, or just these little simple tasks. And then we did a big pass on the city looking for any type of construction barrels or construction signs that are no longer needed. So please, if anybody out there sees some barrels or signs laying around, just give us a call and we'll go by and check the area, make sure it's not in the status where it needs to stay. And I wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody, all our residents, council, and our other city employees. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.
Any other?
Serene, did you want to talk about the recreation plan tomorrow?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Here to talk about the recreation plan. There's a draft going in front of the public at this, at the Hazel Park Recreation and Advisory Board Committee meeting, which will be held actually here tomorrow instead of our normal location, which is usually at the community center, but tomorrow it will be held at 5:15 at the where we are currently
Council
meeting.
chambers.
We are just basically going over the draft that's been created over the course of around 6 months, just our Recreation Advisory Committee is taking public comment, and from there, eventually will be passed along to you folks and council, and at the next meeting, you will be passing it in front of your council and in front of the city department heads. And basically, this is a draft, and we take any public input. Currently, the draft has been open for, I think, 60 days at City Hall to be viewed, and at the community center in person, and it is also accessible online as of this point on our website and the Parks and Recreation Department page. Right at the top, you'll see the draft comments, or you'll see the draft link, and then you can simply send in comments to my email. All of that information is posted online. If anyone has any questions, I'm happy to take them. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you have any comments in the interim, you can call the Recreation Department to give commentary. That number is 248-547-5535, or you may email hprecreation@hazelpark.org. And also, since I'm up here, I would also like to thank my Assistant Recreation Director, who's here today, for her hard work. She's always working in the background, if not the front. She is dealing with our senior citizen population and really everybody, and I'm so thankful for her help throughout, the course of how many years we've worked together, a decade. And then also, Lunch with Santa is this Saturday, 12:30 at the community center. There are spots available for registration. We will have a great time, and there will be decorations, and we're all going to have fun, and there's a pizza lunch and so forth. So really looking forward to that. And it is in cooperation with Youth Assistance, and we're very thankful for that cooperation. So thank you to everyone, and happy holidays to everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Serene.
Any other department heads wish to come up? Chief Walker.
Just a reminder to the residents, we do hand out the free smoke detectors, and if you're unable to install them, either one of my guys or I'll personally come install one in your house if you live in Hazel Park. With the winter approaching too, never leave a plugged-in space heater unattended. We go on a lot of house fires like that this time of year. And then I'm also happy to announce that your guys' new fire truck is in service and running around town. So you'll see it. It'll actually be in the Santa parade this Sunday.
All right.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Chief.
Any other department heads? Seeing no one, City Attorney?
Just Merry Christmas to everyone, and also good job to Dusty Barber, who I know did a lot of work. She did the tree grant, and was amazing hearing all of that. Wonderful job, because I watched a lot of that, and I know you did it.
Thank you. City Manager?
Just, Mr. Mayor, watching the legislature in its last few days of this term, I remind them that Michigan's system of municipal finance is fundamentally broken, and I urge them to pass the Revenue Sharing Trust Fund to help ensure that cities in Michigan are adequately funded. I want to wish everybody happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, and I want to thank my wonderful and outstanding staff. You've heard tonight from several of them, and we've recognized firefighters, a police officer, DPW employees, and I want the residents at home to know that the people who work for the city of Hazel Park take their jobs very seriously, and they do an outstanding job, and I'm so pleased to get a chance to work with these amazing people here who help to provide the services for our residents. And I want to thank those same residents for all their support for this community. I've witnessed them time and time again have faith in our employees for the job that they do, and I appreciate the support that we get from the residents we do these jobs we do in the service of our residents. And finally, Mr. Mayor, members of council, I want to thank you. We are only as good as the elected officials that we have sitting at the table, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your service and dedication. You work very hard for a very small amount of money, and you are constantly in the public eye and available to the public to listen to their concerns. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your years of service and the many things that you do to help make this city successful. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you. Councilperson Sullivan.
All right. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I want to thank everybody that came and spoke. I want to, again, recognize all of our public safety staff that received promotions and recognition tonight. Congratulations to you all. Again, thank you all for the service that you give to our community. I love seeing your families come out. It is so lovely how big and happy the families are that come out with our especially our fire department. You guys have some big families. I love it. You guys are keeping each other warm. I also want to recognize Ann Erickson Galt. She attended the blue light ceremony last week with myself, and I also saw Ed there. That is a ceremony that is every year, and it's always is it the first Tuesday?
It is usually the first Tuesday
in December.
Of December.
And it's held here in Hazel Park, and it recognizes fallen
heroes.
Police
first responders of all genre, both people that lost their lives in the call of duty or in service, and also those that have passed away in other ways. So it's really beautiful. If you have the chance to attend next year, I recommend it. I also want to thank again all of our city employees for their hard work. I know the holidays are a busy time. Everybody's trying to plan their own family things and manage that, but also our city employees really step up for this community and the holiday celebrations that we have here, and I think that is really a testament to how much our city staff really enjoys and cares about the community here, and I'm really proud of it. I want to remind everybody to look out for your neighbors and to drive safe and sober this holiday season. And also, I hope everyone has happy holidays, no matter what you celebrate. I hope that you enjoy it with your family or however you prefer to enjoy it. And I'm going to say this because we're coming to the end of an administration. I also would like to ask the president to publish the ERA.
Thank you.
Amendment.
Person's question.
Feel very far away from that mic. Hello, everyone. I want to say congratulations to Lieutenant Thompson and Captain Corey on their promotions, as well as congratulations to Captain Corey as Firefighter of the Year and Officer Ryder as Officer of the Year for the Police Department. Thank you, Suhair, Mike, and Ian for coming out and speaking tonight. And I want to also reiterate with Alyssa, please look out for your neighbors. It is cold, and if you know any elderly people, make sure you're checking in on them, making sure that they're not too lonely in this season. Maybe shovel the driveway if it gets snowy. I have a lovely neighbor that takes care of ours when I'm at work for my mother, so that's always nice. Yeah, just look out for each other and your neighbors, and publish the Equal Rights Amendment.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I also want to say congratulations to our new lieutenant and captain in the fire department, and Officer Ryder at the police department for Officer of the Year. It is really nice to see the families come out, show them all the love. On that note, we want to wish a speedy recovery to Luke Londo, who couldn't be with us this evening. If you love somebody, tell them. If you have children, hug them every day and tell them you love them. I want to thank everybody for coming out and participating in the democratic process. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays.
Thank you. Been a great meeting. Been a great year. Merry Christmas. Everybody smile. Come on. But it's nice to see the families. Yes, it is. And we appreciate all the work that our families and our city staff puts into making our city whole. And we appreciate all the residents here that try to do all the best they can in getting all the events that we can planned in our city, all the different things and functions we have through the whole year. Memorial Day event, the Christmas celebrations. We have the tree lighting ceremonies as well. We have the art fair. We have different things through our community. Through the whole course of the year, we try to make sure we provide an amount of different things for all of our residents to be attending and enjoy. But it doesn't happen without our city staff and our city council and doing our parts to help promote our community. And promoting our community is the best thing we can do. As people, we all have to live together, get along. And that's what Christmas is all about, is helping one another in a time of need or just being friendly. And that's why we're still styled the friendly city. And I do want to say thank you to and congratulations to the Lieutenant Michael Corey and Brett Thompson, and also to the department's Man of the Year, was that 2024, Nicholas Ryder. And I see he's got his children here, and it's wonderful to see him have the badges pinned on. And I'm sure he's a proud papa as well. And I'd like to say thank you again, and thank you to my family and all of the families here and the families of City Hall that feel like my family as well, as we're all trying to be as community-minded and spirited as we can for the rest of the year 2025. Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
Thank you.